David Ornstein. A couple of things, especially today, some rumours surrounding West Ham and Lopetegui's future. David, he's kind of been in the hot seat all season and pressure has certainly been mounting recently. What can you tell us about his future?
Cara, the first thing to say is that Julen Lopetegui has not been sacked by West Ham United. There have been reports suggesting that is the case, but at the time of speaking to you, he remains in position. Now, this speculation is not fresh. It has surrounded pretty much every defeat over the last couple of months. And clearly, there is huge pressure on Julen Lopetegui. There have even been talks with other managers, such as Graham Potter, with the suggestion being that he is lined up and ready to come in. But for the time being, Julen Lopetegui lives to fight another day. What of their technical director at West Ham United, Tim Steidten? He has been removed from the training ground, essentially. West Ham are describing it as him stepping away. But from multiple sources we speak to, the reason for that is that Julen Lopetegui doesn't want him to be there. He doesn't have a good relationship with him. And this has happened before. It happened with David Moyes towards the end of his reign, as Tim Steidten was leading the process to find a successor to him, and it presented a conflict of interests. That really doesn't present a pretty picture at West Ham as they head into a crucial FA Cup tie at Aston Villa on Friday night, and then two crucial Premier League games against Fulham and Crystal Palace next week. Ever more power is going to be lying in the hands of David Sullivan as the chairman and co-owner of West Ham, and that includes January recruitment. They need to bolster their attack in the absence of Michail Antonio and Jared Bowen. And for the time being, it is Julen Lopetegui that is going to oversee that. But you never know what's going to happen from one moment to the next at West Ham United.
OK, well, we are also in the transfer window. We're hearing some rumours that Kolo Muani, the French striker, may be moving to the Premier League. What are you hearing?
Yeah, I've just broken the story in the last couple of hours, Cara, that Randal Kolo Muani, of course, very well known for being a leading striker for the French national team at the last World Cup, hasn't had the game time he would like at Paris Saint-Germain. He is a target for the likes of Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United and Juventus, who would all like to sign him on loan until the end of the season. I think Paris Saint-Germain would be open to letting him go on a temporary basis, despite the fact that he's under contract until the summer of 2028, because he's just not getting the game time, and they'll want to rebuild the value, having signed him just over a year ago for a deal worth 90 million euros. Now, I'm told Tottenham see him as their top target for a versatile attacker. Manchester United are looking at multiple options, and Juventus in the equation too. Those three clubs are being presented to me as being the leading contenders at this moment in time. And when you look at the market for January, which is never easy, and you look at available options for top-level attackers, they don't come much better on paper than Kolo Muani. So it's a big decision for all parties involved in this, and there will be financial considerations, of course, as well. And let's see if other clubs come to the fore in the next few days or in the weeks ahead. But for the moment, Tottenham, Manchester United and Juventus, the front runners for Randal Kolo Muani. And that promises to be one of the biggest stories of this transfer window, despite it only being a loan.
Fascinating. Great reporting as well, David. Then just finally, let's speak obviously about Wolves. They're set to host Forest tonight. What changes are they looking to do to support and kind of build on this momentum that Pereira has brought as a new manager?
They're on the verge, Cara, of signing a new centre-back by the name of Emmanuel Agbado. He is the centre-half for Reims in France, 27 years old. He's their captain, leader, very experienced, athletic, and the sort of profile that Wolves, despite his age, are prepared to commit significant money on. 18 million euros plus 2 million euros in add-ons on a contract spanning 4.5 years with the option of a further 12 months. He underwent his medical in France today. He's awaiting a visa to be able to fly over to the UK and complete this transfer. He won't be at the game tonight. That isn't the end of Wolves' business. They're looking to bring in another central defender as well if they can. Kevin Danso, formerly of Southampton, now at Lens, also in France, among the options that they admire. If Mario Lemina moves to the Saudi Pro League, then Wolves will look to bring in a new midfielder. That one's gone a little bit quiet at the moment. If they don't bring in a midfielder, maybe they look towards a number 10, a more attacking player. Talking of the attacking department at Wolves, they are on the verge of signing Matthias Cunha to a new contract, which would come as a massive boost to everyone at Molineux. The deal that's proposed is 4.5 years with the option of a further 12 months. There is a conversation about a relegation release clause, but if they were to get relegated, Wolves, he would leave anyway. So I think that's largely a moot point. If they were to stay in the Premier League, there would be no release clause in this new deal. Wolves don't offer those. He's a top player. He's got interest from Arsenal and others in the so-called top six. And for Wolves to hold on to him and then add to their squad would be a really significant Philip for the new boss, Vitor Pereira, who's making a really good impression so far, and everybody at Molineux.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.